Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Let's have some fighting words. So in this video, I want to talk about Pitbull as he won his fight against Yorkis Gamboa, in which case I predicted that. Wasn't surprised. Gamboa gave a valiant effort, but honestly, I think it's time for him to hang it up. And I think it's time for him to hang it up while he still has the majority of his faculties left. The reality is the guys are only getting younger and he's only getting older. And he can't do what he once did. And I think this fight showed that. You know, I don't think Pitbull is quite on the level of Tank, but Pitbull did what Tank couldn't do because Gamboa has lasted longer in this fight game than maybe he should have lasted. And maybe it's time for him to exit. I honestly, I think we all knew Pitbull was gonna pitbull the situation and really bully Gamboa. Gamboa tried. I'll give him that. He tried, but it wasn't gonna be enough. And sure enough, Pitbull just ran through him. Like there was no respect whatsoever. He just ran through him. And you know, it's not much to say about the fight, honestly. You know, like I just knew it was gonna work like that. You know, I knew it was gonna work like that. And I don't want to spend too much time on that. You know, like I said, Gamboa, you know, he was a great champion. You know, I don't want to take anything from the guy, but I think it's time for him to hang it up. Pitbull, I can't be more happy for him, and I truly mean that. And I think there's a lot of potential for him. I think there's a lot of potential for growth, and he's young enough to continue to grow. And I think he has a hunger. You know, a lot of these guys that get on the scene, they kind of lose their hunger, or, you know, they get their first big check or whatever the case may be. You know, they get some notoriety and whatever you know, their thing might be. But I feel like Pitbull, he wants it. And I can say he wants it because after the fight, he's like, Ryan Garcia, where you at? You just won yours. I just won mine. And the thing about Ryan Garcia is, earlier in the week, Ryan Garcia said he wanted to fight 3 times in 1 year. Okay, you and Pitbull had some words. You kind of dissed Pitbull and Pitbull dissed you back. Well, he's available now, okay? He's available now. Not only is he available right now, but his stock has gone up. Pitbull, like Ryan Garcia, don't have any scratches from their fights. So they're fresh and they're good to go. They can fight in the summertime, no problem. Like June, July, no problem. They could fight, you know? No issues with that. Not April, what am I talking about? But June, July, they could fight. I don't see any issue with that. Ryan Garcia, once again, said he wanted to fight 3 times in 1 year. And Pitbull let it be known. What's up? Where you at? You know, are you all talk? Or do you really want this? You really want this action? I think Ryan Garcia and I think Tank are destined to happen. I think at some point they're destined to collide because the reality is of that division and the guys at that size, they're the most popular. I don't think they're the most gifted, but they are by far the most popular. So that, you know, I understand business and where you want something to marinate just a little bit more in the oven. I get that. But a great way to test how Ryan Garcia would do against Tank would be Isaac Cruz. Who better than the guy who just fought the guy and had such a great showing with the guy that even the guy had to admit this dude's a star in the making. But not only that, he just fought Gamboa and ran through him like wet paper. So again, I think it makes sense for Ryan Garcia to fight for Ryan Garcia to fight Pitbull. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for him to gauge where he is skill-wise because I don't think Pitbull and Tank fight the same, but I think in certain spots they do fight the same because they're basically the same size. So I think it would be a great way for Ryan Garcia to gauge how well he would do against Tank, particularly in tight spots, particularly on the ropes, particularly in the corner, you know, particularly when you know, Pitbull just lets go and unloads his punches. Because Tank is the same way. They're both very compact. They're shorter, they're compact, they're just full of muscle. So I think it would be a great way for Ryan Garcia to really test and gauge his skills and to see how he would combat Tank. Because the reality is, those two will collide at some point. Ryan Garcia is not going to stay at the weight that he's at right now. He's going to go up or whatever. And Tank seems to do whatever the heck he wants. He goes up, he'll come back down, whatever. But I think for the right fight, let's just say if Ryan Garcia doesn't go up, for the right fight, I think Tank would just simply come back down for the right amount of money. And I definitely think that fight would generate a lot of money. I also think Isaac Cruz versus Ryan Garcia would generate a lot of money. I mean, you can have that fight in Texas. You know, like, you can have that fight in California. You can have that fight. That's going to generate a lot of money. You know, Mexican fans, you have Mexican Americans. I mean, but I just feel like that would generate a lot of money. I feel like Pitbull stock continues to rise. It continues to rise. But not only that, you know, he put a thrashing on Gamboa. You know, and I feel like he put a thrashing on Gamboa the way nobody else has, including Terrence Crawford, to be honest with you, because Gamboa dropped Terrence Crawford. Now, granted, Gamboa was younger. Granted, Gamboa at that time when he fought Terrence Crawford had a lot more spring in his step, you know, and a lot more power in his shots. But still, look what Pitbull did to him. And I know the argument is, well, you're talking about an aged Gamboa. And you're absolutely right. I am talking about an aged Gamboa. Unfortunately, I can't rewind time. I can only look at what he is right now. And I can only say what happened before this fight. Well, Tank couldn't finish Gamboa. Tank hits really hard, and he couldn't finish Gamboa. You know, so sorry, I got to go by that. And that's what it is. I think this is the right fight to make. I definitely want to see, you know, Pitbull go to that next level. And I definitely think Ryan Garcia is that next level. You know, if he can't make it, well, if that doesn't happen, you know, I would be disappointed, you know, because then it would look like Ryan Garcia just doesn't want to fight. You know, you're talking about you want 3 fights in this year. Okay. Then you're talking about, you know, you want to get your hands on the top names. Well, you also want to be smart about those top names, you know. And the best way to be smart about that is say, all right, 3 fights. I just had one. I could do Pitbull. See where I'm at with that. What if I were to finish Pitbull? What if I were to finish Pitbull in traumatic fashion? Okay, fine. I want to see if I can politic for the Tank fight. There would be nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with that at all. So those are my thoughts. I really like that. I think it's a great idea. I say let's make the fight happen. Those are my thoughts. Drop your thoughts down below. As always, please like, please share, and please subscribe to my channel.